out-of-body experience.
Welcome to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast.
Welcome back to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast with your host Logan and
Hey Dan.
And today we bring you another episode of Just Book It. Today we have the month of August, which will include the 4 weeks of television, and then the next episode will be the SummerSlam exclusive, because it's going to be a joint pay-per-view, so it's going to take a little bit longer, so we'll split that up into its own separate exclusive video. So we will kick off with Monday Night Raw, week 29.
Okay, here we go. Raw week 29. We just got done with the Heck in Cell pay-per-view. We had some crazy stuff go down with that show, so now we're going to see the fallout from that. So we're going to start the show out hot tonight. The Intercontinental Championship's on the line. You got Logan Paul from Division defending his title against Trick Williams.
Oh, man.
So you get Trick coming out, you get to whoop that Trick. Logan Paul's out there. He's got Bronson Reed with him. They start going at it, and it's, a high-flying affair between these two. They're hitting each other with their biggest moves, super kicks, drop kicks. Trick Williams is hitting him with the bookend on Logan Paul, hitting him with the spinning heel kick. Everything. Logan Paul starts to get the advantage, starts trying to beat down Trick in the corner. Comes back around. It looks like Trick eventually is going to hit the trick shot on Logan Paul, but Bronson Reed grabs his foot, which then gives Logan Paul a chance to hit the super kick on him, and then go up and hit the frog splash off the top. Pins Trick Williams 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul survives with the Intercontinental Championship. And, of course, because it's Division, they can't be satisfied, so he starts beating down Trick again. Bronson Reed gets up on the top. Tsunami. Smashing Trick. Laying Trick out.
We don't need to see this.
Just then, the music plays. L.A. Knight. Yeah. He makes his way out. Slides in the ring. Logan Paul and Bronson Reed both duck out. Get out of dodge. LA Knight checks on Trick as the Vision get out of there.
Okay, Trick's got some backup.
So LA Knight starts yelling at him and all that stuff. So then we move on, and Eric Bischoff's in the ring. And he has a major announcement for SummerSlam. He is introducing the SummerSlam Series tournament. There will be 8 guys in this tournament, the best young guys on Raw, and they're going to go through this tournament, and at SummerSlam, it will be the final, and whoever wins that will be the number 1 contender for the WWE Championship.
Whoa, that's big stakes.
So we're going to get some fresh blood coming in for the WWE Championship. Then we get our next match. We get a rematch from Heck in Cell, the pre-show. It's Rusev versus Shinsuke. And just like last night on the pre-show, they beat each other down. Back and forth, huge shots. At this time, Shinsuke's ended up trying to go for the Kinshasa, but Rusev hits a super kick out of nowhere. Locks in the accolade. Nakamura passes out in it. Rusev this time picks up the return match win over Nakamura. Then we move on to Alpha Academy, and they're taking on the Miztourage. And we just saw what happened a couple weeks ago after the draft with Gable coming back and joining the Alpha Academy. So, but this time it is Otis and Tozawa with Gable in their corner versus JD and Omos with Miz in their corner. So it kind of ends up being Tozawa and JD start off. They have some good cruiserweight action, high flying, bouncing off the ropes. Then eventually Omos comes in, starts beating down Tozawa. But eventually he gets the hot tag to Otis, and they get that big stare down, 2 meaty men looking at each other. Otis keeps trying to run off the ropes and bounce off Omos, but Omos keeps standing. So eventually he tries to go off the second rope to jump. Omos catches him, hits him down with a spinning side slam. Then Tozawa tries to get involved, but he gets hit with a big boot. And then Omos is getting ready to pin when Chad Gable gets up and he tries to start distracting Omos. Well, the Miz comes over and he tries to take out Gable, but Gable dodges it and hits the chaos theory on the outside to lay Miz out. Then Omos is watching this whole thing and he turns around and Otis lays him out with a giant running side slam on him. And then he gets ready to hit the Caterpillar, hits the Caterpillar. He tries to go for the pin, but JD breaks it up. JD eventually gets the pin, gets in the ring, but Otis catches him, does the world's strongest slam on JD, pins him 1, 2, 3. Alpha Academy survive.
All right.
So then we get the big celebration for the Culture Shock. Because last night both Naomi survived her cell match with Jade and Flair, and Lash Legend became the new Women's U.S. Champion. So they're in to celebrate and talk about how they're the greatest faction in women's wrestling right now. They're unbeatable. They've got all the titles in the women's division on Raw. And eventually Jade and Bianca come out and start attacking them, and they lay Nia and Tamina out, and Lash and Naomi get out of the ring and run away. And so that ends with Jade and Bianca standing tall, telling them that they're coming for the titles. Then we move on. We've got a one-on-one match between Pentagon and Solo Sikoa with Tama in this corner. Solo kind of starts dominating early after Tama interferes and distracts Pentagon. He ends up trying to go for the spike. Pentagon reverses out of it, hits a super kick, jumps off the second rope into the Mexican Destroyer, pins Solo out of the Mexican Destroyer. 1, 2, 3. Pentagon picks up the win over Solo. Then we get Drew McIntyre coming out to the ring. And he says he's tired of messing around in the mid-card and fighting for the Intercontinental title and all that stuff. He just picked up the biggest win in his career against John Cena. And he wants to go in and enter himself into the SummerSlam Series tournament, where he will go on to win the WWE Championship. He says he doesn't care who else is in the series. He's going to go through all of them and go on to win the title. Then we have our main event match of the evening. It is because last night, the House of Black won the World Tag Team No More Contender Gauntlet match. So they end up using their title shot tonight against RKAJ. So we've got RKAJ defending against House of Black, which is Andrade and Karrion Kross. And House of Black's out there with them. Andrade and AJ start beating each other down. Eventually Kross gets in there, uses his power to keep AJ down most of the match. AJ just can never get to tag to Orton. Eventually tags in Orton for the hot tag. Orton starts taking out everybody. Black tries to get up there. Orton takes him out. Everybody's going down. He eventually hits the backbreaker, a drop kick. He's got everything going for him. The power slam. And he starts setting up for the RKO on Andrade. Kross gets in there, but he gets hit with the RKO.
Nice.
Andrade tries to come back and hit him with the DDT. Orton dodges it, goes for the RKO, gets pushed into his own corner. AJ gets the tag in. Orton was like, what are you doing? But then he gets hit with the double knees in the corner from Andrade. So Orton gets taken out of the ring. AJ goes up and hits the phenomenal forearm on Andrade, knocks him down, and then he sets him up for the Styles Clash, but Aleister Black gets back up on the apron. And he's distracting AJ. Well, when AJ tries to pick up Andrade head scissors him, rolls through, gets the roll up, catches AJ's leg. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
House of Black gets the title. They steal it from RKAJ.
Wow.
So now we have new World Tag Team Champions, House of Black.
Man.
So they get out of the ring. Orton gets back in the ring. He's checking on AJ. AJ's ticked off at himself. He can't believe that he got distracted and got pinned. Orton's talking to him. He can't believe it either. And they're standing there, and all of a sudden, Orton, RKO. Lays out AJ.
Oh, no.
AJ didn't see it coming. Orton's freaking out. He's doing his classic Viper, like freaking out about what happened. He's so mad. He's yelling at him, stupid, stupid, stupid. And he stands over AJ. He picks AJ back up, hits another RKO on AJ, and leaves him laying.
Oh, no, I think one was enough.
And Orton, yeah, nope, two's enough. He gets out of the ring. And AJ's laying there, out cold from 2 RKOs. Then we move on to the main event segment of the night. And it's John Cena coming out after what had happened at Heck in a Cell. He says that Drew McIntyre was the better man, and he's proud that he's going on, and hopefully he can get his dream and win the WWE Championship. But what he's not happy about is what happened later on with the lights going out and Chris Jericho laying him out. He says that if Jericho wanted to fight him, he should have just came out and told him.
Whoa.
He says that he wants Jericho out here now. Jericho ends up coming out to the stage, stands up on the stage, and says that he is disgusted with John Cena. He said he helped bring John Cena into this company, and it was the biggest mistake of his career. He said all John Cena does is take and take and take, and now he's doing this glorified retirement tour, and he's taking all the big-time stuff away from all the other wrestlers on the roster. Jericho says that it's time for him to take out the trash and eliminate John Cena from the WWE once and for all. Cena says, well, you know what I always say, Chris. If you want some, come get some. And Jericho looks at him, smiles, and says, oh, I want some, John, just not tonight.
Ooh.
And leaves. And John Cena stands in the ring. And that's how we end Monday Night Raw, Week 29.
All right, so SmackDown Week 29. We're coming off of the Great American Bash, and we had some controversy at the end of the Great American Bash, where we had Carmelo Hayes versus Carmelo Hayes versus Obafemi, and Carmelo got himself disqualified by slapping the ref, pulled a Randy Orton, and slapped the referee, got disqualified. So William Regal comes out to open the show, and he makes his way down to the ring to address the controversial ending to the world title match this past weekend. Regal grabs a mic, but before he can speak, Obafemi's music plays. And the ruler marches to the ring with a stern expression on his face. He is all business tonight. The crowd erupts with the Oba chants as he enters the ring. And Regal begins to tell Oba what he's going to do about Carmelo, what he did. But Oba, he puts his hand over Regal's mic. And the crowd goes, ooh. Oba raises his mic, and he says he doesn't care what Regal has to say. He's going to get Carmelo. He wants him now. And Regal says he understands. He understands Oba's frustrations, and he'll get his hands on Carmelo Hayes, but not tonight. And the crowd boos, and Oba looks annoyed, and he looks angry, and Regal says, I can't do anything. Cody came to him earlier and said he wanted a world championship opportunity. And the crowd erupts in boos. And Regal says he already agreed to give the match to Cody. And Oba can't believe it. Oba's frustrated. He grabs Regal by the tie. And Regal nervously says, I'm sorry, Oba. Cody gave me no choice. And Oba tells Regal he better reconsider when all of a sudden the club hits the ring and they start beating down Oba. And they completely destroy Oba. They leave him beaten down, bruised in the ring. Cody slides in, and William Regal gets up. Cody shakes his hand, and then he just smiles at the camera. This Cody.
Regal joining the club?
No, Regal's not. It was more of a Cody threatened him with the club to give him the match.
Sure. I know where we're going.
No.
I was going to say Regal.
Cody's just a dastardly heel.
He is a dick.
So backstage, the
I like
camera
to say.
catches up with Jeff Cobb walking backstage. The U.S. Championship
Cobb.
draped on his shoulder. And as he's walking down backstage. He's walking, and all of a sudden, Gunther walks up to him. And they go face to face, or as much face to face as Cobb's kind of short and stocky, so face to chest kind of.
Yep.
Gunther, he tells him, "Welcome back." And then he says he tells Cobb he's happy to see him and he can't wait to take that title off of him. And Cobb tells Gunther, anytime, anywhere. And Gunther smiles and walks away. So back in the ring, we've got our first match of the night. Rey Fenix is in the ring and he's waiting for his opponent. And the music plays, but it's not anything anybody recognizes. And then all of a sudden it reads on the Tron, El Grande Americano.
Oh, no.
The crowd doesn't know how to react as El Grande makes his first entrance to the ring. Phoenix isn't even really sure what to make of this. As Grande, he gets in and he's doing his thing, and the crowd's kind of just like, what's going on? And Phoenix, he's looking across the ring and doesn't know what to do. So the match begins, and El Grande goes right after Phoenix, catching him off guard. El Grande starts beating him down. Phoenix, he's really getting worked over. Grande's just working the neck, working the shoulders, taking him down. And then Grande slips a piece of metal into his mask. And he sprints to the ropes, runs into, hits Phoenix in the face with a running headbutt. 1, 2, 3. El Grande Americano wins.
Oh. Barry and Phoenix, I see.
Just like what real life WWE does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next we have Carmelo Hayes walking backstage, and he's as confident as he's ever been. He's walking like he's walking on water right now. And as he's walking past, he walks past Rhea, Ray, and Dom. He stops and he kind of looks at him, and then as he's leaving, Dom says, Oba's looking for you. And Ray says, so is Cody. And Mello continues walking, and he runs into William Regal. And and Regal tells Mello that he caused him a lot of headaches. And Mello says, sorry, boss, but that's not my problem. And Regal says, unfortunately for you, Carmelo, it is. You need to go out there and you need to get in that ring and explain to everyone why you did what you did on Saturday. And Mello just says, whatever, and he walks away.
Man, he's got an attitude on him.
Back in the ring, we've got Tiffany Stratton versus Nikki Bella.
Stealing my people.
Stratton goes after Nikki quickly so she can get the upper hand early and get the advantage. They go back and forth for most of the match, but then Nikki is able to grab Tiffany and set up for the Rack Attack 2.0. But from out of nowhere, Blake Monroe comes to the ring, and she distracts Nikki. So Tiffany slips away, and she's able to hit a little like head kick, a little enziguri kick that knocks Nikki down, and she goes and she sets her up, and she connects with the prettiest moonsault ever. 1, 2, 3. Tiffany Stratton wins. And after the match, Blake just smiles at Tiffany, and Tiffany looks a little confused at what's going on.
Oh, maybe a new faction.
Backstage, Jackie Redmond is interviewing Ray and Dom about their recent reunion and subsequent title win, tag team title win. And as they're doing the interview, as they're talking, the camera kind of pans out wider, and we see WWE Hall of Famers, the Dudley Boys, walk up.
Dudleys.
The Dudleys are here, and the crowd erupts with cheers. Ray and Dom welcome the Dudleys back to the WWE, and the Dudleys say they're happy to be back, and they can't wait to get started because William Regal told them that next week it's going to be Dudley Boy Appreciation Night.
Oh, here we go.
All of a sudden, the club walks by, and this is without Cody. It's just the Good Brothers and the Tongans.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
and so they walk by, and before they get on their way to the ring, and before they stop, and Gallows and Anderson look at the Dudleys and they say, must be a celebration for the elderly. And overrated. And Bubba gets angry, but Devon holds him back, and Gallows and Anderson smile, and they walk their way to the ring for our next match, the Good Brothers versus the Motor City Machine Guns.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, this isn't much of a match. The Good Brothers just beat down the Guns, and then the rest of the club come down to the ring, and they beat them down. Ref calls for the bell, and then they eventually put him through the announce table.
Boo.
The club are angry right now because
Fire the booker.
So it's time for our main event. Carmelo Hayes' music plays, and the world champion makes his way to the ring with the biggest smile on his face. He gets on the mic and he starts talking about his genius idea at the Great American Bash. And as he's talking, silence, because the ruler arrives. Obafemi, his music plays, and he makes his way to the ring, and he's yelling at Melo the whole way.
Oh, yeah.
He gets in the ring,
He's
but
barely strutting.
yeah, he's barely doing the walk. He still does it because he's got to get it in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It's fast.
Yeah. He gets in the ring, but Melo slides out the back. And then the club, they get in and they attack Oba in the ring.
Oh,
But this time, Oba, he don't play around. He takes care of them all, including Cody.
Oh.
Cody was out for this one. And he hits Cody.
Powerbombed?
What?
Cody's getting powerbombed?
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, he hits it with a fall from grace.
Nice.
And then Oba just points right at Carmelo and says, he's next.
Knock him right out with suspenders.
And that is how we end SmackDown Week 29. Now it's time for Raw Week 30.
It's getting crazy over there on SmackDown.
It is getting crazy.
Okay. So what Raw Week 30 starts out, and we are in the office of Eric Bischoff. And he's sitting there doing some paperwork,
Like he does paperwork.
People. Yeah, he's writing some stuff down. And in walks Chris Jericho.
Oh, no. This is a duo
Jericho
I
comes
hate
in.
to say.
Uh-huh. And he starts kind of smirking, and Eric Bischoff goes, "Oh, Chris. My all-time favorite WCW
They got a long history.
alumni. It's good to see you." And they shake hands. And Jericho says, "Well, I'm glad you invited me in, Eric. I think we have found a common interest." And Bischoff says, "I think I totally agree with you, Chris. It's time we eliminate John Cena from the WWE."
Unbelievable.
And Jericho goes, "Well, I hope you give me every opportunity to fulfill what you want, Eric." And Eric goes, "Oh, don't worry, Chris. I've got a few ideas up my sleeve." So then we move on to the in-ring action, and we open up this week with the beginning of the SummerSlam Series tournament. We have the Vision's Logan Paul, the Intercontinental Champion, going one-on-one with his arch rival, the megastar, L.A. Knight. Yeah. This is a rematch from WrestleMania. And we go out, and now that they're on the same brand, LA Knight really just can't stand Logan Paul. And so they start out, and they're talking smack to each other to begin this match. Back and forth. Logan Paul's yelling at LA Knight. And then Logan Paul ends up face-palming LA Knight right over. And LA Knight kind of can't believe it. And LA Knight stares at him, slaps him right across the face.
Nice.
Logan Paul goes down. He's shocked. He's scrambling. He gets out of the ring. He's holding his face. He can't believe what just happened. He's looking around like, I can't believe it just got slapped me. So then eventually Logan Paul gets back in the ring. They go at it. Back and forth all the way through. Eventually they go, and Logan Paul jumps over LA Knight, hits him with the super kick. He goes up for the frog splash. LA Knight puts his knees up, hits that. Then he ends up hitting Logan Paul with a DDT, which ends up giving him, what's he called the move where he does the springboard off the ropes out into the elbow?
I'm not sure.
Does he call that something?
I'm not sure what he calls it. I know what we're talking about, but I don't know what he calls it.
The movie botches at Elimination Chamber.
He botches every time he does it, really.
To be fair to him, that rope that night, because Finn had the same problem. That's why he hit CM Punk in the face.
Mm-hmm.
That was the same spot that happened. Anyway, so LA Knight goes for the big elbow, hits Logan Paul with the big elbow. He's going to set him up for the, what's he called? The
BFT.
BFT, that's right. I always forget. It's
Blunt force
I
trauma.
always want to say BME.
Best moves on ever?
I know. That's just what's ingrained in my head. And so he's going for the BFT. Logan Paul reverses it, rolls him up, grabs the tights. 1, 2. LA Knight kicks out barely. Logan Paul can't believe it. He's arguing with the ref. He's kind of pushing the ref in the corner. He can't believe that LA Knight kicked out of that. He turns around. He's going to hit him with the big forearm. Is it the forearm or the fist that has the metal plate in it? I think it's the forearm.
I think it's the fist.
It's the fist?
I think it's the fist.
Yeah. Anyway, he's going for that. Yeah. He jumps and goes for it. LA Knight catches him. Reverses it. Hits the BFT. 1, 2, 3. LA Knight is moving on in the SummerSlam Series tournament to see who will move on to SummerSlam. So next up, we get Solo and Tama come out, and they start out by saying that they were annoyed about what happened last week and ticked off that they kind of got one up by Pentagon. So Pentagon comes out and says that he doesn't care if they're mad or not. He can take them both out right now. And Bischoff comes out and says, hold on. We're not doing any handicap match here tonight. If you want to fight him, you need a tag team partner. Just then we get a, what's up? What's up? And R-Truth comes out and says, I'll team up with Rey Mysterio, don't worry. And so he shakes Penta's hand and they go to the ring. So we got Solo and Tama Tonga taking on Pentagon and R-Truth. And Solo and Tama just beat down Pentagon. They do the hot tags. Pentagon can't get to Truth. Finally gets the hot tag to Truth. Truth hits all his trademark moves. The spinning forearm, the heel kick. He ends up trying to go for the axe kick. Solo dodges it. He goes for the spike. Truth dodges it. Tags in Penta. Penta goes off the top rope. Double knees to the face on Solo. Hits a super kick on Tom on the outside. And then picks up Solo. Hits the cradle pile driver. 1, 2, 3. Pentagon. Picks up the win for him and R-Truth.
All right.
Over Solo and Tama. Next match on the card is Bayley, who's teaming up with the new Raw superstar, Lyra, to take on Culture Shock of Nia Jax and Lash Legend. And so Bayley comes out, Lyra comes out. So it starts out with basically Nia and Lash Legend just beating down Lyra. Taking her out. Lyra really can't get anything going. These guys had a match at the pre-show at Heck in a Cell a couple weeks ago. Eventually, Lyra gets a tag to Bayley. She gets in there, but Lash catches her with a big boot to the face. She's going for the Lash extension, but Bayley reverses it. Lyra gets a blind tag. She goes for the clothesline on Bayley. Bayley dodges the clothesline, hits a suicide dive on Nia and Tamina on the outside. Lyra goes off the top rope, cross body out of nowhere on Lash. It catches Lash at when she didn't see it coming, rolls through it, gets the cradle pin. 1, 2, 3. Lyra picks up the win.
Wow.
Over Lash Legend. Gets the big win. And Bayley and Lyra get the win for that. So that's a big upset for Lyra coming over from SmackDown. So kind of setting up that team. So then we get Drew McIntyre walking backstage. And he's all amped up for this Survivor Series tournament. He'll have his match next week in the tournament. And he's just kind of there to see what happens tonight with who qualifies. Just then, when he's walking by, he sees Sheamus. And Sheamus comes over to him and says that he's happy that Drew's kind of come to the right side and on the right page, and that he hopes Drew can figure out if he can win the WWE Championship or not and win this tournament. So, but he's back at Drew. Drew says he appreciates it and hopes that he can come through, and he knows he's going to take out everyone in this tournament, and he's going to go on and win the WWE Championship. And then he tells Sheamus that he better be ready tonight because he's got a big-time match with John Cena in the main event. And Sheamus goes, yeah, I know, this is a big moment for me, and I want to go out there and show off. And so Drew wishes him luck for that. Then we go back out to the ring. And it's the Viper.
Oh, no.
And he's out there, and he says that he's sick and tired of being held down ever since he's been drafted to Raw at the beginning of the year.
Only Randy Orton could go from heel to face to heel within like 9 months.
It's not even SummerSlam yet, and he's already back to being a heel. He just it didn't sit, man. It didn't sit. He was tired. He said the whole team with RKJ, AJ just held him back the whole time. He said he could have been the WWE champion this entire year if it wasn't for AJ Styles. AJ's been costing him ever since the Royal Rumble. And he says he's tired of AJ. He said he kept his enemy close so he could lay him out when he least expected it. He says at SummerSlam, it's going to be him and AJ one-on-one. And AJ is not walking out of SummerSlam ever again.
Oh, man.
His career will come to an end. Then we get our second SummerSlam Series tournament of the night. It's the Vision's Bronson Reed taking on Mr. Money in the Bank, Finn Balor. So we get Finn and Bronson. Finn's just using speed to start out. Bronson can't catch him. He's trying to hit him with clotheslines. He's trying to hit him with power slams. Finn's reversing everything. Kicks him in the knee. Hits him with a huge, kind of like a GTS, but it's just standing.
Mm-hmm.
Hits him with a knee shot. Finn tries to pick him up for the oh my god, why am I blanking on the name of that DDT? What's the straight up DDT? Why am I blanking on that name?
I don't know.
You know the one where they pick them straight up and then drop them straight on their head?
Oh, Brainbuster?
Brainbuster! My god, it just left me. He goes for a Brainbuster, but Bronson is way too heavy. So he picks him up and throws him around the ring. He starts catching Finn, beating Finn down. Eventually, he hits him with a side slam. He's setting up the tsunami. Finn gets back up and hits him with a enziguri while he's on top. He jumps back up there, starts beating on Bronson. All of a sudden, House of Black's music hits. And they come out. And Finn turns around to see it. And he doesn't realize that Bronson kind of regained his energy. And hits him with a huge headbutt right to Finn's head. Knocks him off the top rope, back down on his back. Bronson Reed comes off the top rope with a tsunami on Finn. Gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed moves on in the SummerSlam Series tournament.
That's not good for LA Knight.
If Finn's laid out and Bronson gets out of the ring quick because House of Black makes their way down. Finn's trying to get up and he gets hit with the Fade to Black. He's knocked out cold. They pick him back up. Andrade and Cross pick him back up, and they're getting ready to hit it again. He's getting ready to hit the Fade to Black again. Hold on, I gotta find something. I lost my spot here. No, I don't have that match. Okay. Just then, the Alpha Academy comes out, and they make the save. Gable, Otis, and Tozawa come out. House of Black gets out of there. They save Finn Balor from getting obliterated. So then the House of Black stares down them as they make their way out of the arena. Then we got Jade come out, and she is ticked off about what happened, how she didn't lose the match at Heck in a Cell, how it was Charlotte who got pinned by Naomi. She's tired of Charlotte getting in her way, and she's challenging Naomi to a one-on-one match at SummerSlam to finish this once and for all. And just when she tells Naomi to get out here, it ends up being Charlotte who comes out. And Charlotte makes fun of Jade, saying how she's always whining, complaining about everything. And Charlotte was the one who really should have won the match because she had Jade about to tap out in the figure eight. She says Naomi's just a bum paper champion and Charlotte's ready to get her title back. Jade says that if she wants the title, she's going to have to go through her. And if Charlotte gets ready to make her way down the ring, Eric Bischoff comes out and he says, whoa, we're not doing this. No, we are not doing this again. He said, I'm done with the two of you going back and forth. This is what we're doing. Next week on Raw, it is Jay Cargill versus Charlotte Flair, number one contender for SummerSlam, and that's it. No second chances, no do-overs. One match, one-on-one. Whoever wins is the number one contender. And now we get our main event match of the night. It is Sheamus taking on John Cena.
Ooh.
And John Cena comes out, and they shake hands and hug before the match starts. And Sheamus and John Cena have had a lot of history over the years, and Cena wanted to have one more match with Sheamus before he hangs it up. So they go through all the classic spots that these two have. You know, Sheamus is hitting huge moves on Cena. He's hitting the Celtic Cross. He's hitting the hey, what's the one called? The knee shot to the back.
The knee shot to the back.
Yeah, when he grabs him like a bookend, but he hits
Oh.
with the knee. Why am I blank on that one?
What does he call that?
I don't. Then he hits white noise. Then he hits the hammer with the two fists. Cena eventually comes back, starts hitting the shoulder blocks like classic Cena does. Picks him up for the protoplex. Goes for the five knuckle shuffle, but Sheamus gets up. Cena goes for a clothesline. Sheamus ducks it. Hits Cena with the bro kick. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Cena kicks out. Sheamus can't believe it. So he sets him up for another bro kick. He's doing it. He's pounding his chest. He's going to put Cena down. Goes for another bro kick. Cena catches this one. Throws his leg down. Picks him up for the FU. Hits the FU on Sheamus. 1, 2, 3. John Cena picks up the win over Sheamus. As they get up, Cena picks up Sheamus. They embrace again. Sheamus lifts up Cena's hand. Sheamus makes his way out of the ring. Just then the lights go out.
No.
Lights come back on, and on the apron behind Cena, it's Chris Jericho. One of my favorite things is the lights out. That's like my Triple H masked attacker, is the lights out.
Yep.
And I don't even have the Undertaker. That's the best part. Jericho's standing behind Cena. He smiles at Cena. Cena looks at him. He's like, come on, let's go. Jericho just smiles, and he says, at SummerSlam, Cena stands no chance against him. And then the lights go back out, and Jericho's gone.
Did he have a mic with him, or did he just say that off?
Yeah, he was holding the mic.
Okay.
He was like standing on the apron.
I didn't know if he had the bat
Hold
with
the
him
mic.
and he pointed like Sting.
No. He's not that supernatural. Let's not get carried away here. Okay, and then our main event tonight, our main event segment, is our WWE champion, Seth Rollins, with the Vision, and they make their way out to the ring. And Seth Rollins says he took last week off because he can do whatever the heck he wants. He says he survived the championship match at Heck in a Cell against LA Knight and RK-Bro, and there's no one left on the Raw roster that can face him.
He's got a point.
He's defeated Orton. He's defeated AJ. He's defeated LA Knight. He's defeated John Cena. There's nobody left that has a chance to stand against him in the Vision. So he's decided that at SummerSlam, he's not going to defend the title. He's not going to be at SummerSlam. He's going to let the Vision have the spotlight at SummerSlam. He'll watch from the sidelines and let them do it because he can do what he wants as the WWE champion. And there's nobody in the WWE that can do anything and just then guitar riff.
Oh my. He's back?
The beast is here! Oh, beep! Michael Cole. Everyone's freaking out. Brock Lesnar comes out. Classic cowboy garb. He's freaking out. The Vision's looking around. Rollins is grabbing Heyman by his suit. What's going on? What's happening? Heyman's like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Rollins can't believe it. Brock starts making his way down the ring. He throws his vest off.
No, not the
He
vest.
throws his cowboy hat. Everyone's there. So then Seth tells the Vision to get in front of him. So Bronson Reed and Logan Paul are standing in front. Brock jumps up onto the apron, and the fireworks go off. So Seth's really freaking out. He rolls out of the ring, and Brock gets in the ring, and Bronson Reed and Logan Paul start attacking him, start beating down on Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar comes back, knocks them both back. Heyman's standing on the outside, shocked. Can't believe what's happening. Brock's clotheslines Logan Paul. Clotheslines Bronson Reed. Looks around. He finds Seth Rollins on the outside. He starts laughing. Seth can't believe it. He's going, what is going on? Then Brock Lesnar picks up Logan Paul. F5. Then he picks up Bronson Reed with ease. F5 on Bronson Reed. He gets back up. He's jumping around. He ripped his pants. He had to put so much force into it. Ripped his pants. And he stares down Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is running up the ramp with Paul Heyman. And Rollins is clutching his WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar looks out at Seth Rollins, points at him, and then does the championship motion. And Rollins falls over once he gets to the top of the ramp. And he's holding on to his title. He can't believe it. He's looking at Paul. Paul, what are we going to do? Paul! And Paul's just in shock. He can't even talk. He's just like, oh. And then the show ends with Brock doing his kick show-off move, and then the fireworks go off again. And that's how we end Raw 30, the return of the Beast.
He's back.
He's back.
I didn't see that coming.
And badder than ever.
Okay, well tonight, SmackDown Week 30, we've got Dudley Boy Appreciation Night.
Woo! I got my glasses on.
And so we're in the arena. The crowd is waiting with anticipation, and it's silent for a moment. They've already done the everything. They've loaded in the commercials are all done, and the crowd's just waiting. They're waiting. What's gonna happen? And then all of a sudden, a firework shoots across the stage, and a voice you can hear say, "It's coming down." And the crowd erupts in cheer as Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys, make their way out onto the stage. And after a moment of taking it all in, they start to make their way to the ring. They grab mics, but before they can speak, the crowd is chanting, "Welcome back, welcome back." And Bubba Ray,
we want tables.
EC Dub, EC Dub.
EC Dub.
And Bubba Ray finally starts talking, and he says how happy he is and how happy him and Devon are to be back in the WWE. And he says that William Regal gave them free reign for the whole show. Just then, the club. Just then, the club interrupts the Dudleys.
Oh, God, these guys.
And they make their way to the ring. And Cody says it's great to have them back, and it's great that SmackDown has become a retirement home. And Bubba Ray, he says he's tired of people thinking that they can't go. And Cody says, just say when. But before he can answer, the club attacked the Dudleys from behind. And Cody's directing traffic. He's saying, you do this, you beat down Devon over there. And he unleashes Braun Breaker, who just crushes Devon and Bubba Ray with spears. Devastating spears. Like a wild animal.
Come on, bro.
And then Cody's just laughing into the camera, fixing his tie.
You always got to join the group, bro.
But then backstage, we see new women's world champion Becky Lynch. She's getting out of her car and she's making her way into the arena with a big grin on her face. She's walking like how Becky usually walks when she's confident.
Big time Bex?
Big time Bex. And she runs into Rhea, who tells her she wants a rematch. But Becky says, sorry, but you're going to have to earn it. But in an Irish accent. And she laughs and she walks away. So in the ring, we've got our first match of the night, Kairi Sane versus a returning Stephanie Vaquer.
There we go.
And the music plays and the crowd goes crazy for a return. They're excited. Kyrie's looking at Asuka, Julia, and Io, who are at ringside with her. And Stephanie makes her way to the ring, and she gets in and she starts hitting Stephanie. She starts hitting Kyrie with some big blows, and Kyrie starts hitting Stephanie with some stiff shots, and they're going back and forth. They're answering same shots, going back and forth. They trade off offense for a good portion of the match, and then Stephanie, she had to do it. She hits the devil's kiss.
Shocker.
1, 2, but no, Kyrie kicks out at 2. And then Asuka, she starts ramping up the intensity on the outside. She looks at Kyrie, and Kyrie starts taking over. She starts controlling the match now that Asuka started to ramp up the intensity. And Kyrie goes for a big shot, but Stephanie's able to catch her with a huge knee that takes her out. And then she hits her corkscrew moonsault. 1, 2, 3. Stephanie Vaquer wins.
Ooh, come back.
And Asuka and Julia and Io get in the ring. And Kyrie gets up. She's holding her gut. She's holding her head. And Asuka, she just looks at her and just slaps her right across the face.
Oh.
And she walks out of the ring. And Io, she just looks very uneasy with the whole thing. So backstage, we've got Jackie Redmond, and she's interviewing Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany's talking about her win last week, and she's going on. And then all of a sudden, Blake Monroe walks up to her. And Blake says, "Congratulations." And Tiffany says, "Thank you, but I would have beaten Nikki without you." And Blake says, "Maybe, but I'm here for you." And Blake walks away and then leaves Tiffany confused again. What could be Blake's endgame here?
Could call it the dollhouse.
The dollhouse. That sounds a little creepy.
It was their faction.
Get Tatum Paxley.
There you go.
All right, so our second match of the night is Javon Evans versus Austin Theory. And Javon, he's using his massive speed advantage to get the upper hand on Theory. He's going bouncing off the walls. He's bouncing off the ropes. He's doing all kinds of different things, hitting like crazy insecurity kicks and all kinds of different things on Theory. But eventually, Theory catches him with a vicious clothesline when he's doing one of his high top rope moves, and then Theory begins to wear him down. He's working on that right knee. He's trying to take away the aerial ability of Javon Evans. So Javon eventually escapes, and he tries to go for his springboard. You know that springboard kick where he like spins and kicks him in the head? Yeah. He tries to go for that. But as he goes to start it, his knee just gives out. He couldn't do it. And then Theory capitalizes. He's picking up Evans for an 8-count down, and he just plants Javon on the mat. 1, 2, 3. Austin Theory wins.
So Theory won a match?
Theory won a match. He's been on a little bit of a roll. He's lost a few, but he's been on a little bit of a roll.
Was Vince booking again?
Next, we see William Regal talking backstage with the Dudleys. He's checking up on them, making sure they're okay. And Bubba tells Regal that they want a chance to prove that they can still go. And Regal asks what they have in mind. And Bubba tells Regal that they want the club in a match tonight. And Regal says, "Okay, you've got it." But Bubba says, no, not just that. Make it a tables match.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And Regal tells the Dudleys they got their match.
Oh, yeah. Devon.
So now we've got Jacob Fatu versus Ilya Dragunov. And these two just completely brutalize each other the entire match. By the end of it, it looks like both of them have been through a war. Neither man can win off of any of the big moves they're hitting. They can't win off of a finisher. They can't win off of anything. They're both trying, though. And Ilya goes for a Constantine special, but Jacob connects with a devastating super kick right to the jaw, almost even taking a tooth out of Ilya.
Oh, God.
Knocking him down to the corner, and then Fatu speeds after Dragunov and smashes into his head in the corner with the move that he does. I don't know what he calls it, but just runs.
What, the Umaga?
Yeah, like the Umaga move, yeah. And then Fatu pulls Ilya into position, and he steps up and hits the step-up moonsault that he does. 1, 2, 3. Jacob Fatu wins again.
How many times did he do the boogie dance?
He did at least 3 times in the match.
There you go.
And then after the match, Dragunov he can't believe he lost again. He's pushing his hair back. He's devastated. He can't believe
Sucks.
Ever since losing the U.S. title, he can't win.
He lost it all.
And now we have a pretty important segment. We've got a sit-down between Carmelo Hayes, Obafemi, and Cody Rhodes.
Ugh.
and William Regal's there to like mediate it all. And so Regal asks Carmelo to explain his actions about Great American Bash, but Melo he just won't do it anymore. He doesn't want to talk about it. And Oba says he wants the world title. Cody tells them both they're embarrassments to the company, and neither of them are fit to be the champion. And Regal sees this isn't going anywhere. He's not getting any progress. So he says he finally breaks down and he says, next week, Cody, you're facing Oba, and the winner will face Carmelo Hayes at SummerSlam. But that's not all.
That's a pretty big match.
Regal says that Carmelo Hayes will be the special referee.
Oh, there we go.
And now our main event.
Poison.
Now our main event. We've got the club, represented by the Good Brothers, facing off against the Dudley Boys in a table match.
Tables.
And it's a pretty good match, considering the Dudley Boys' age. We get some classic Dudley spots. We get the wazza. We get the Devon, get the tables. We get everything. It's a classic Dudley match. And then in the end, Devon sets Carl Anderson up for a 3D. They run. Devon picks him up, connects with Bubba through the table, and they win the tables match. The Dudley Boys have proven that they are back, and they still got it. And that's how we end SmackDown Week 30.
I like it.
Back to Raw, Week 31.
Okay. Okay, so Raw Week 31 is here, and we're getting closer to SummerSlam. So John Cena starts at the show. Oh, Yabadoo!
I thought you were doing a Chewbacca impression there for a second.
Hey, that's what it starts with.
I know, but I wasn't expecting it.
Yes, I'm just going to do a random Chewbacca impression.
Oh, I thought you were excited about Raw Week 31. You were just letting out emotion.
Laugh it up, fuzzball. This is turning into a wrestling Star Wars show. I like it. All right, Cena comes out and says that he's sick and tired of Jericho and Bischoff. He says he's going to take them both out and weed them out of the company before he leaves. He says Jericho's just Eric Bischoff's little bish. Get it? Classic Cena joke.
Classic Cena joke.
It says that they will both pay for them trying to take him out. Bischoff and Jericho both come out onto the stage, and they say that they will. They're working together for one reason and one reason only, and it's to get rid of John Cena from the WWE.
He's only got a couple months left.
Bischoff's tired of him on Raw. Jericho's tired of him taking all his credit away. Jericho should have been the greatest wrestler of all time, and everyone thinks it's John Cena, and Jericho's sick and tired of it. And Bischoff wants Cena gone. He's wanted Cena gone since he got drafted to Raw. But Bischoff didn't really have much choice in that. So he says that at SummerSlam, Chris Jericho, the Painmaker, is going to take John Cena out once and for all. And nobody is going to stop it.
Somebody needs to check Bischoff. He's got way too much power. He's aligning himself with he shouldn't be showing biases like this.
No. Oh, look at that. Look who's talking. This Regal letting Dudleys have a table match.
The Dudleys needed to prove to themselves that they could still go. It was a heartfelt story.
Corrupt. Everyone's corrupt in this thing. So Bischoff makes it official. Jericho Cena at SummerSlam. Jericho looks to end John Cena's career that night.
That's a pretty big match.
First match on the card tonight is the second part of the tournament for the SummerSlam series. First match tonight is Aleister Black versus Drew McIntyre. Aleister Black comes out with Andrade and Cross behind him, the new tag team champions. And Drew McIntyre comes out with his giant sword and his other sword. And he makes his way out to the ring. They kind of lock up. Drew overpowers Aleister early. But Aleister's kind of, he's got that sinister, I'm just messing with your mind. Eventually, they get to a point where Drew hits the headbutt on Aleister, knocks him down. Eventually, Aleister tries to go for the mist on Drew, but Drew sees it coming and ducks it. runs off the ropes, goes for the Claymore, but Aleister Black saw that coming too. He dodged the Claymore. He goes for the Fade to Black, but Drew caught it. He goes for the Future Shock, but Aleister Black steps on his foot, rolls him up. Drew kicks out, catches him again with the headbutt, knocks Aleister Black down. Then he turns around and both Andrade and Cross are on the apron. Just then, running down the ramp, it's Finn Balor. He slides in the ring, drop kicks Karrion Kross into the announce table. Andrade tries to get in the ring to attack Finn, but Finn dodges him and throws him through the middle rope. He goes out. Then he runs off the ropes, hits a suicide dive on both of them on the outside, takes them both out. He starts punching them both. Drew's like looking around like, what happened? Aleister Black gets back up, hits a huge side kick to Drew's head, knocks him down. Aleister Black sees what's happening. Finn gets up on the apron. Aleister Black tries to catch him with the Fade to Black, but Finn dodges it, pulls his head down on the ropes, like does the guillotine move on Aleister. Aleister flips backwards, turns around. Drew had gotten up in the corner. Claymore right to Aleister Black's face, knocks him down. Drew pins him. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre moves on in the Summer Series. I can't talk.
The Summer Series is cool.
SummerSlam Series tournament.
I like the Summer Series.
I said Survivor Series. I said Summer Series.
BFG Series.
SummerSlam Series. BFG Series. So Drew McIntyre moves on the tournament. Finn Balor got his revenge on Aleister Black for last week. Then we move on, and we have a little bit of a match that kind of happened from what happened last week. It's Lash Legend, the U.S. champ, women's U.S. champ, and Culture Shock coming out with her to take on Alpha Academy's Maxine Dupree.
Ooh.
With Otis and Tozawa. And last week we saw that Alpha Academy's kind of been getting involved in different things, and Culture Shock called out anybody that thinks they could come after him. So Maxine trying to take a shot at the U.S. Championship. So we get a dominant match. I mean, Lash just kind of obliterates her. Not really have much of a chance. She tries to hit a few moves on her.
I respect for Maxine.
Lash ends up hitting the Lash Ascension that lays out Maxine and takes her out. Culture Shock get in the ring. They're celebrating. And they start kind of beating on Maxine. Well, Chad Gable comes out to try to break it up and get him out of there. And so he helps. And then Lash laughs at Maxine, says she was no challenge whatsoever, and that she's the top champion here in the company. So then we move on to our big co-main event for tonight. It's the WWE Women's Number 1 Contender match. It's Jade Cargill. It's Charlotte Flair.
A lot of history.
A lot of history in this one. And it's just a complete banger. They go back and forth. Charlotte's hitting chops on Jade. Jade's just laying her out with elbow shots. A big boot by Charlotte. Big boot by Jade. They're just smacking each other around this whole match. Jade throws her around with a belly-to-belly suplex. Charlotte ends up hitting a big knee to the head. She hits a natural selection on Jade. Charlotte ends up going for the figure 8. Jade, when she spins, Jade starts kicking her in the head, kicks her back. Jade gets back up. She hits another big boot on Charlotte, who came running in for the spear. Hits another big boot, picks her up, goes for Jade, but Charlotte rolls through, gets Jade. 1, 2. Jade rolls back through,
Ooh.
catches her. 1, 2. Charlotte kicks out, but she kicked out right into Jaded. Jade catches her, picks her up, throws her down with Jaded, flips her over. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Jade Cargill picked up the win over Charlotte Flair. Finally finished the job. Beat Charlotte, and now she's going on to SummerSlam to take on Naomi. And just when Jade was celebrating, getting her hand raised from behind, Naomi slides in the ring. Jade turns around, lays her out with the title belt. Jay's out cold. Naomi looks over at Charlotte, who's kind of trying to get back up in the ring. Hits Charlotte in the back with the title belt on Charlotte. Lays Charlotte out through the ropes. And Naomi stands tall with the women's championship.
Man, that was a lot of big talk from Charlotte earlier. I don't know how she's going to recover from that.
Then we go to the backstage, and there's a cameraman running around. There's a big time commotion happening. And he's running to the spot, and it's Aleister Black throwing everything. He's throwing lights down. He's breaking stuff in the back. It's dark. You can barely see what's going on. He's walking. He sees the cameraman, and he grabs him by the shirt, and he looks into the camera and says that he's had enough. He's done with Finn Balor. He's done with the Demon. He's done with everything. He said there's only one way to finish this, and it's at SummerSlam. But first, he's going to take him out tonight. He tells Finn, I want you to find a couple partners, because tonight in the main event, the House of Black is coming for your soul.
Ooh.
And then he fade to black the camera.
That's not necessary.
I love it.
He's not getting paid enough for that.
No, he's doing it. Next up, we got a tag team match. We got the Vision of Logan Paul and Bronson Reed going against LA Knight and Trick Williams. After LA Knight saved him a couple weeks ago, Trick's return the favor and is going to help LA Knight try to take out the Vision. So they come out. It starts out with Logan Paul and LA Knight. Didn't think of it for a second. Got there. Logan Paul and LA Knight. But Logan Paul tags in Bronson Reed. So then LA Knight has to use his speed. He starts taking out Bronson. Bronson eventually catches him with a huge, like the big it's not a power slam, but it's like it's not a clothesline, but you know what Mark Henry used to do when he used to do that big like belly smash?
Yeah.
When you'd run into him and it was like a clothesline, but not really. Yeah. So Bronson Reed hits LA Knight with that, and then they start getting the advantage. So Paul gets in, he starts beating down. They're doing the quick heel tag moves. They're beating down LA Knight. He's trying so hard to get back to Trick Williams. Eventually, LA Knight finally gets up, dodges Bronson Reed, who's running at him in the corner. He jumps over, tags in Trick Williams. Trick Williams goes up top, hits a huge dropkick on Bronson Reed, dodges Logan Paul, hits Logan Paul with a clothesline. He's laying these guys out, hits Logan Paul with a bookend, throws him out of the way, setting up Bronson Reed for the trick shot. Bronson Reed dodges it, catches him, hits him with a powerbomb, throws him in the corner, splashes him in the corner. He's going up for the tsunami, but LA Knight grabs his foot. He knocks him back down. Then Logan Paul gets back in the ring. LA Knight gets back in the ring, catches a super kick, goes for the BFT, but Logan Paul pushes him into the corner where Bronson Reed's sitting. Hits Bronson Reed right in the nuts while Bronson Reed's sitting on the ropes. Logan Paul's like, oh, I'm so sorry. But then he turns around to Trick Williams, hitting him with the spinning heel kick move he hits, knocks him down. Then Trick points at LA Knight. They both go up top on Bronson Reed, hit a huge superplex on Bronson Reed into the ring, knocked him down and out. Then Trick sets up, he's setting up the trick shot on Bronson Reed. Logan Paul has gotten back up. BFT on Logan Paul outside to the outside of the ring. And then Trick Williams hits the trick shot on Bronson Reed. Trick pinned him. 1, 2, 3. Trick and LA Knight beat the Vision and lay them out. So they're celebrating in the ring, holding each other's hands up. LA Knight grabs Trick's hands, points at him, and they're celebrating. The Vision's yelling at him from the Logan Paul's checking on Bronson Reed. They's yelling at him, saying that it's not fair. And LA Knight says he's coming for him. He's pointing, standing on the ropes, pointing at Logan Paul, says he's coming for him. And he turns around, trick shot to the face. Trick Williams lays out LA Knight.
Wow.
He stands up. People are screaming. They're booing. They can't believe it. And he's doing that, the classic Trick pose where he's just kind of standing there, staring at LA Knight, and then he kind of just turns his head to the crowd and smiles. And then he gets out of the ring, and LA Knight's left laid out in the ring.
Wow.
Trick
I
Williams
can't believe
turned
it.
his back on LA Knight. Then we move on, and we have a quick match. It's The Miz with the Miztourage taking on Rusev. And Rusev starts out, and literally Miz tries to go in. Rusev just overpowers him, hits him with the big boot, knocks out Omos on the outside, who's trying to get up on the apron, takes out JD, who was trying to jump into the ring on him, hits him with a spinning side slam, and then catches Miz in the accolade. Miz taps out as soon as it gets locked in. Rusev picks up the big win over Miz. Now we got our main event match of the night. House of Black make their way out, and House of Black takes a microphone. And he says he knows Finn Balor couldn't find two partners in time to take on the House of Black. There's no one in the back that's brave enough to take on the House of Black. They're the most dominant faction on Raw, and there's no one back there that's going to come out with Finn. Well, Finn made his way out, and he says, well, you know, I've been all around the world, and I've met a few people that I would consider friends. And there's a couple guys back here that really want a shot to just take you guys out. And so the first guy out is Cerro Miedo. Pentagon makes his way out. Him and Finn Balor shake hands. Finn, big time in Mexico. He's gone down there a lot. Him and Penta are good friends. He's down there, and Finn says, oh, and don't worry, there's one more. And it's Shinsuke Nakamura.
No.
Makes his way out. He's shaking. He's gyrating to his music.
He's gyrating.
They make their way down to the ring. The three of them slide in, and it just starts out as a straight-up brawl. Finn's going after Aleister. Andrade and Penta are going at each other. Karrion Kross and Shinsuke are going at each other. This is a huge match. They're beating each other down. Finally, the match starts. We get Penta and Andrade for a little while. Get some good luchador wrestling going on. Some reversals. Penta's catching him. They go super kick to super kick. They actually do a move, the super kick, where they both hit each other in the foot. And they kind of look at each other like, oh, okay. Eventually, Pentagon takes advantage of Andrade, tags in Shinsuke. Shinsuke strong styles the crap out of Andrade. He finally gets a tag into Kross. Kross finally gets an advantage on Shinsuke when he starts throwing him around, catches him with a exploder suplex onto Shinsuke's head, hits him with a spinning clothesline. Then they get Aleister in there, and he's beating down on Shinsuke. He's hitting him with big moves. He hits a springboard off the ropes into an elbow to Shinsuke. Eventually, he tries to end up hitting the Fade to Black out of nowhere. Shinsuke catches it, hits him with his own spinning kick, knocks Aleister back down. Then Shinsuke finally gets the tag to Finn. Finn starts taking him out. It starts breaking down. Finn hits a dropkick in the corner onto Aleister. He goes up top for the coup de grace. Everyone's on the outside brawling. He ends up deciding to go for a huge dive, crossbody onto all four guys on the outside, takes them all out, gets back up into the ring. Aleister catches him with a knee shot. Aleister picks him up, goes for his own brainbuster, but Finn hits him with a knee to the head, rolls through it, catches him, throws Aleister back into the corner, hits him with another dropkick in the corner, goes back up for coup de grace, hits it on Aleister. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor survives.
All right.
Finn, Nakamura, Pentagon, they stand tall over the House of Black as the House of Black crawls to the back. Aleister ends up getting carried out by Karrion and Andrade as he's so hurt. So they end up carrying him out of there. And Finn stands tall as they move on to SummerSlam to see what that match is going to be. Then we get our main event segment for tonight. And it's the Beast. And he makes his way out to the ring. And he's alone, but he takes a microphone. And all he says is, the Beast is back.
Ooh.
And he wants the title. All of a sudden, burn it down! And Seth comes out. And he's standing there. And he looks at Brock. And he goes, you want this title? You can't beat me. You can't take this title from me.
Seth's the Beast Slayer.
True. He's the Beast Slayer. I have your advocate on my side. I have everything going against you, Brock. There's nothing you can do. You can't touch me. And as soon as Brock starts he's getting ready to go out there to go get Seth, Bronson Reed and Logan Paul from behind start beating him down the ring. And they're taking him out. Logan Paul hits a super kick. And Bronson Reed lays him out with the clothesline. And eventually Bronson Reed hits a huge tsunami on Brock. And then Logan Paul goes and hits the frog splash on him. And they're beating him down in the ring. Brock's just laid out. And Seth makes his way slowly down the ring, and he's laughing. And he gets in the ring, and he tells them to hold him. So they pick him up and get him in the stomp position. He takes his shirt off. He takes his title belt off. He's getting ready to go for the stomp. As soon as he starts running, Brock just goes up and just blows them both off of him. And he stands there, and Seth runs right up to him, and he's just staring at him. And Brock's just staring back at him. And then Brock does one of my favorite Brock moments is the laugh with the Undertaker.
Oh, yeah.
And he just starts laughing in Seth's face. And Seth falls back on his butt, and he rolls out of the ring. And then Logan Paul tries to go back after him with another super kick. Lesnar catches it. F5. Logan Paul's down. Bronson Reed's got back up. He gets picked up. Another huge F5 from Brock. Seth's running back to the back. He's got his title, holding on to his title tightly. And Brock just looks back at him. And he picks back up the microphone. Excuse me. And goes, SummerSlam! And throws the microphone at Seth. And we end with Brock's music playing. And Seth's laying there in shock at what just happened to his vision. And that is how we end Raw Week 31.
Man, I don't know what Seth's going to do.
Yeah, Seth is in a lot of trouble.
All right, well, we've got SmackDown Week 31, and I think SmackDown's been lacking a little something. There's been something missing. So we
It's
open...
not Raw.
What?
It's not Raw.
So we open
that's
the only way we should open a SmackDown, and that is with the Tribal Chiefs music plays. And the crowd goes berserk. They throw the ones up. The entire arena has their ones in the air as they acknowledge their OTC. And Roman makes his way to the ring, the aura just pouring out of him. And he grabs a mic.
Aura is the beast.
He grabs a mic and he begins to speak. But before he can, he pauses and he soaks it all in. He soaks in all the crowd noise, all the OTC chants and the Roman Reigns, all that stuff.
When's the last time we saw Roman? WrestleMania?
It's been a little bit.
Was he after it? Did he do something after WrestleMania?
He might have been. I don't remember.
I don't think he's done a match. But
no, he might have showed up and done some stuff. I don't remember exactly.
I can't remember.
I had to go back and look. And he asked the crowd.
The hard questions.
He asked the crowd to acknowledge him, whatever city they're in. Let's say they're in Sheboygan,
Jacksonville, Florida, Canton, Ohio,
wherever they're at. They acknowledge him, and they do. Of course, they do. And Roman starts talking about how SmackDown has taken a turn for the worse while he's been away. He says he was hoping that someone would step up and take his place and lead this company. But nobody did.
Nope.
And so he's back to do it himself. He continues to talk. He's talking about how he's the only person who's fit to carry the weight of the company. And when out of nowhere, the club hit the ring.
Oh, come on.
They're just everywhere.
Gosh,
And they start beating down Roman. And they set him up.
NWO all over.
They set him up, and Braun Breaker just cuts him in half with a vicious spear. And Cody grabs a mic, and he says, "We're doing just fine without you, Roman. Unfortunately, the business has passed you by. There's a new big dog in town, and he's going to retire you for good at SummerSlam. And Breaker's just shaking his head. He's just freaking. He's like foaming at the mouth.
No problem.
All right. So now we've got
Great beast.
William Regal in his office backstage, and Ilya Dragunov walks in. And Regal asks what he can do for him, and Ilya explains that he needs some time off so he can regroup, retool, and come back as a better version of himself. And Regal asks if he's sure, and Ilya says yes, 100%. And Regal says okay, and he grants Dragunov his time off.
It's pretty crazy.
Now we go into the ring for our first match. It's a number one contender for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. We've got Roxanne Perez facing with Raquel facing off against Julia with Asuka, Io, and Kairi.
Okay.
So Roxanne starts the match strong against Julia. She's connected with some strong shots, but Julia, we know she's not going down easy. She fires back with some strong moves of her own. She gets the upper hand, and then she glances to the outside of the ring at Asuka, who gives her a knowing look and a nod. And Julia nods back, and then Roxanne kicks her in the gut and hits the Pop Rocks. 1, 2, 3. Roxanne Perez is the number one contender for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Okay. That's weird.
Suspicious.
Okay.
Backstage, we've got Dragon Lee.
What's gonna happen?
Backstage, we've got Dragon Lee talking with Rey Fenix when El Grande Americano walks by.
Oh, that's creepy.
And Dragon stops him and he starts yelling at him for impersonating a luchador and tells him to give it up. And El Grande just ignores him. And he continues walking. But then Dragon, he can't handle it, so he just complains to Rey Fenix as El Grande just walks by. Our next match is a number one contenders match for the WWE Tag Team titles. We got the Street Profits versus DIY. Montez and Gargano start off, and it's an instant classic in the tag team division. These two teams are pulling out all the stops to try and get the upper hand, try to beat the other, but neither can. Gargano hits a super kick, but Ford kicks out. Ford hits a frog splash, but Gargano kicks out. Finally, Ford's able to catch Gargano, who was watching. He got distracted by Dawkins and Ciampa on the outside of the ring. They were fighting outside, and Gargano got distracted by it. He turns around, gets caught with a super kick from Montez Ford. And Ford climbs the top rope and connects with another frog splash. 1, 2, 3. The Street Profits are the number one contenders. Nice. And as the Profits are celebrating up the ramp, Ciampa slides in the ring and he hugs a down Johnny Gargano. Who's like, they're both on their knees now.
Okay.
And
I don't like where this is going.
and Ciampa's hugging him. He's telling him that it's not his fault and all that kind of stuff, like whispering in his ear and stuff. And they both climb to their feet, and Ciampa's consoling him. And clearly Gargano's upset. They've been on a decent losing streak. Gargano's been the one taking all these pins, and obviously Gargano, he feels bad. And he's consoling him. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, Ciampa low blows Gargano. And the crowd gasps in shock. Gargano falls to his knees and looks up at Ciampa. Ciampa goes to grab Gargano and hits a devastating fairy tale ending, leaving Gargano unconscious in the ring. Ciampa exits up the ramp to deafening boos. As the commentary says, "I can't believe he did it. Not again."
Not again. Why does that guy keep trusting him?
So now we go backstage and we see William Regal in his office, and Roman Reigns barges into his office, still holding his ribs, and he's demanding to know what happened on SmackDown while he was away, and how it got so lawless on SmackDown.
I agree.
And Regal says, "A lot's changed, Roman. And now it looks like you've got a young dog hunting you." And Roman says he has no problem with Breaker, so why did the club attack him? He's got no beef with them. And Regal says, "Well, they've clearly have a problem with you." Anyway, it's already official at SummerSlam. It'll be Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker.
That's huge.
And Roman can't believe it. He says, "If that's the way you want it, then I'll deal with it myself."
Don't neuter the dog.
We go to the ring for Gunther versus Austin Theory in a number one contender U.S. title match. Theory tries to be competitive. He tries to go and put up a fight in this match. And to his credit, he does for a good portion of it. But in the end, the never-ending onslaught from Gunther is just too much. Multiple power bombs, elbows to the side of the head and neck, and finally a sleeper hold, locked in so tight that it just makes Theory's face purple. And Theory eventually passes out. And Gunther is the new number one contender for Jeff Cobb's U.S. title.
Oh, that's going to be a banger.
Now we go backstage again to see Rhea going to talk to William Regal to inform him that she's finally cleared to compete again after her arm injury that she got at Great American Bash from the Disarmer. And so she's telling Regal that she's ready to go and she's ready for a rematch. And Regal says, "Unfortunately, I can't give that to you." And Rhea asks why, and Regal says that Becky demanded that Rhea can't challenge for the world title, and she threatened to walk out. And Rhea says, "Well, what if I earn it?" She never said anything about that. And then Regal says, I don't see why that wouldn't work. So next week, you'll face Stephanie Vaquer, and the winner will face Becky Lynch at SummerSlam.
Wow.
It's main event time, though. We've got a number one contenders match for the World Heavyweight Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Oba Femi, and the special referees Carmelo Hayes. And this match is exactly what you would have expected. Hard-hitting, fast-paced, and a lot of shenanigans from the club. Oba gets the upper hand, but Melo refuses to count the pin for him. He doesn't want to face Oba at SummerSlam, so he's not counting the pin. Leading to Oba getting distracted, trying to deal with Melo, trying to take him out, and allowing Cody to grab a steel chair and smash it on the face of Oba multiple times.
Ouch.
Cody hits a crossroads on Oba, and Melo counts the 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes is the number one contender for the World Championship. And that's how we end SmackDown Week 31. It's time for the Monday Night Raw Go-Home Show.
Yes, here we go. Oh, Raw Week 30. Ooh. Okay. Let me see here. So this is a go-home show, like I said, to SummerSlam. It starts out with a brawl in the backstage area. It's the House of Black laying out Finn Balor.
These guys.
They're taking him out in like the parking lot area, throws him up against a car, beating him down. Finn's laying there. He's kind of up against the door. Alistair comes running in. Big boot to Finn's head right through the window. Finn's laid out. He's knocked out cold. Black gets down in his face and he says, "I'm ending you at SummerSlam, Finn.
Ooh.
It's going to be buried alive."
No, buried alive?
Buried alive.
That's crazy.
Alistair Black, Finn Balor. And Alistair Black says, "Don't forget to bring the demon with you."
Ooh.
So after that huge brawl at the start of the show, we get our semifinal match in the SummerSlam Series tournament. It is L.A. Knight, taking on the Vision's Bronson Reed. These guys have, been going at it the last couple of weeks, and they had the tag team match last week. And LA Knight's kind of trying to use that speed on Bronson. Bronson ends up catching him, throwing him around a little bit. But LA Knight catches him with a big boot in the corner, goes up, hits this elbow while Bronson Reed's standing, the springboard elbow.
Cool.
Bronson Reed, while he's standing, knocks him down, tries to get the pin, but Bronson kicks out at 2. Eventually, he's setting him up for the BFT, hits him in the gut, goes for it, but Logan Paul runs out, jumps on the apron. LA Knight lets go of Bronson Reed, smacks Logan Paul off the apron, turns around. Bronson Reed hits LA Knight with the world's strongest slam. And then Bronson Reed goes up to the top rope, hits the tsunami on LA Knight. 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed advances to the finals of the SummerSlam Series tournament.
That's not good for LA.
Logan Paul gets in the ring while LA Knight's knocked out, and they start beating down on LA Knight. And Logan Paul takes the mic and he says, "I'm sick of you, LA Knight. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of everything that you've been doing since you moved over here to Raw. I'm taking you out of SummerSlam. It's going to be me versus you, and I'll even put the Intercontinental title on the line."
Ooh, bad idea for Logan Paul.
And then he picks up LA Knight, puts him up to Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed hits him with a huge power bomb, lays out LA Knight in the ring as the Vision stand tall in the ring. Then we move on, and Jade is backstage, and Mary Bischoff walks up to her, and he congratulates her for what she did last week, finally beating Charlotte Flair and ending that feud. He says, but he wasn't sure that this match with Jade and Naomi is enough to really. He doesn't know if he can trust Jade in that match to not go out of her way and just destroy Naomi. So he figured he needed a special ref to take care of that match for him. So he goes, "I got the perfect person in mind for it." And Jade goes, "Who's that?" And he goes, "Turn around." And bam! Charlotte Flair lays out Jade with a huge forearm. And then just starts pounding her with boots. Lays out Jade in the back, throws her up against the makeup area, through the mirror, knocks her down. Charlotte Flair leaves as Jade is laid out in the backstage area. Then we move on we have, after what happened last week, Bischoff made a match for the World Tag Team Championship. It is the House of Black, Andrade and Karrion Kross with House of Black, going up against Shinsuke Nakamura and Sarah Miedo, Pentagon Jr.
Ooh, that's quite the team.
They come out, and it starts out with Andrade and Pentagon. And they're doing all the cool luchador moves, kind of picking up where they were left off last week. Eventually, Kross comes in and starts beating down Pentagon. He makes a tag Nakamura, and Nakamura starts really ramping up. He hits the, what's he call the crazy boot in the corner? God dang it.
I'm not
when
sure.
he like does the isn't it something like sweet you know what I'm talking about though?
I think so, yeah.
When he has him sitting in the corner and he does that boot where it just goes
Yeah,
is
I'm
it
not
sweet
sure.
vibrations?
I'm not sure what he
Something like
calls that, yeah.
Anyway, so he hits that. He starts getting momentum. He ends up going for the Kinshasa, but Andrade hits him with a huge super kick. Penta comes in, hits a super kick on Andrade, hits the Mexican Destroyer. He turns around. Karrion Kross locks him in the sleeper hold. He starts trying to knock Pentagon out. Then he ends up picking Pentagon up in his exploder suplex, throwing him out of the ring. But when he gets up and turns around, Nakamura hits a huge Kinshasa to the head. But as soon as the ref counts 1, 2, Aleister Black grabs the ref and pulls him outside the ring. All of a sudden, the lights go out. You know, because I love a good.
Somebody fired the guy who's in charge of the lights.
The lights go out, and all of a sudden, on top of the stage, there's a red glow.
Oh.
And it starts smoking. The demon has returned. And he comes out, and Aleister Black goes up to the entrance, and the demon makes his way down to the ring, and they start brawling. It's the demon Finn Balor and Aleister Black brawling on the outside. And Nakamura gets up and he sees this, and he doesn't know what's going on. All of a sudden, he turns around and Andrade hits a huge super kick right to his face, knocks him down. Then Andrade hits the suicide out to the outside on Pentagon, knocks him out. And Karrion Kross ends up hitting a tiger suplex, flipped on his back, lands on Nakamura's head, rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. House of Black survives. The demon ends up taking Black out on the outside. He gets in the ring. lays out both members of the House of Black, takes them both out. They roll outside the ring. He grabs the mic and he says,
The demon's gonna
I
talk.
accept. Yeah, he's got to do the demon voice. Don't worry.
Does the demon talk at all?
I don't know. Didn't he talk in the one feud he had with what's his face? You know that one.
With Roman?
No, not Roman. The other one. Edge. Did he talk in that one?
He might have. I don't remember.
Anyway, he says, I accept. This demon talks.
Yeah.
Then we go backstage, and we got a dejected LA Knight sitting down, and the camera guy comes over to him, and they're kind of like, well, you know, what's going on? I forget who my girl is.
You forget who your what is?
The girl.
Oh, it's
that does
Kathy.
interviews.
Why do you always forget Kathy?
I'm bad with those names. Anyway, and Kathy comes over, and she's like, hey, you know, are you okay, LA Knight? What happened earlier? And he's like, yeah, I'm okay, but...
He's like, yeah.
I'm just, yeah.
I'm okay.
I'm okay, but after everything this Vision's done, I'm gonna have to end this at SummerSlam, and I'm gonna do that by taking that Intercontinental from Logan Paul. That arrogant piece of crap thinks that he can just challenge me after he beat me down out there, and thinks that I'm gonna run away with my tail tucked between my legs. No.
I don't think that's a thing.
I'm going to go to SummerSlam, and I will be the next Intercontinental Champion.
Whoa.
Yeah. Next up, we got Chad Gable of the Alpha Academy out there. And his opponent tonight is the Viper, Randy Orton.
Oh, what a match.
And Randy Orton comes out, and he takes the mic for a second. And he says, this is an embarrassment. He said he doesn't even know why they put Chad Gable in this match with him. He said he did ask Bishop for a warm-up match, but he thought he'd get a little bit better than Chad Gable. He said AJ, no one's seen AJ since he laid him out a couple weeks ago, and no one's going to see AJ after SummerSlam, if he even shows up. So then Chad attacks him when the match starts, tries to beat him down. He ends up trying to go for a chaos theory on Orton, but Orton grabs the ropes and grabs the ref, and then low blows him from behind. Like, you know how he kicks backwards?
Mm-hmm.
Does the low blow that way with the rest distracted?
Yeah.
So he hits the low blow on Gable. Gable's down. He's trying to get back up. RKO. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton beat Chad Gable. And as he stands there celebrating, all of a sudden you hear, they don't want none. They don't want none.
It doesn't work as good as get ready to fly.
I know, that would be a lot better. Get ready to fly. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, so the music plays, and Orton's like, oh, what the heck? And he's looking around, and nothing's happening. And then Orton starts laughing.
No,
And he
did
picks
it
back
himself?
up the mic, and he goes, you really thought he was going to come out, didn't you?
No.
Well, don't worry, because that's going to be one of the last times you ever hear that music again. What a piece of garbage.
Unbelievable. He told the guy to play the music.
Uh-huh. Now we go to the ring, and we got a little bit of Whoop That Trick.
No, boo.
And Whoop That Trick comes out, and he gets in the ring, and he's got his, what are they called, lemon pepper steppers?
Lemon pepper steppers?
Lemon pepper steppers. He's got the big white coat on. It's dragging. It's got a nice tail on it. He comes out, and he looks around, and everyone's just booing him after what happened last week. And he takes the mic, and he just looks around, and he goes, I don't care. I am the man around here. He says he doesn't have time for the fans. He's too fly for the fans. He doesn't need the fans. He doesn't need anybody. He's coming after everything that the Raw brand has to offer. And he's going to do it alone. Just then, Culture Shock's music plays.
Mm.
And they make their way to the ring. Naomi, Lash, Nia, and Tamina. Forgot who else was in there for a second.
Nobody's mean.
I forgot. Sorry, Tamina. And they get in the ring, and Naomi's looking at Trick, and Lash is looking at Trick. And they kind of stare at him. He's just they're all kind of surrounding him. And Trick's just kind of looking around like, what's going on? And then Lash comes up, grabs his arm, spins him around,
Oh.
and they start making out
Oh,
right there.
jeez.
Right in the middle of the ring.
Hey, you were getting mad at me in the last Just Bucket for being a PG show.
They start making out. They come apart. Naomi's lifted up the title, celebrating. Nia and Tamina are clapping. Naomi takes the mic and says, "We got Trick Williams in the Culture Shock, baby."
Oh.
So
It's a
now
reverse
Trick
faction.
Williams.
It's all women and then one guy.
This is the Judgment Day all over again. This is Dom and the Judgment Day. So now Trick Williams has joined the Culture Shock.
All right, that's cool. Yeah.
And he lifts up Lash's arm, and all the Culture Shock celebrates while he's in the ring with him. Now
Lash has got
Trick
the
in
title,
Culture
right?
Shock. Lash is U.S. champ.
Yeah.
Naomi's women's champ. So heading into SummerSlam, we got some big things happening. Then we go to our big time main event match of the night, the semifinals of the SummerSlam Series tournament. Hold on, I gotta look at something real quick. Oh, I forgot to write that down. I wonder why that didn't make sense. Retroactive here. The Rusev Miz match was part of the SummerSlam Series tournament.
You thought it was just a throwaway match.
Yeah, nope, I forgot. I forgot to write that part down. Let me write that down real quick. Because our main event match for tonight is the semifinals of the SummerSlam Series tournament. Drew McIntyre taking on Rusev. Because he beat the Miz. Idiot. Bischoff didn't write down the right stuff, you moron. Okay. I knew I forgot something. Okay, so we got Drew and Rusev, and this is a banger. This is just two guys beating the snot out of each other. Rusev hits some big time chops to Drew's chest. Drew's hitting chops on Rusev. Drew hits the kiss on Rusev. Rusev hits a huge super kick on Drew. But it ends up, Rusev tries to lock in the acolyte. Drew picks him up on his back, runs him into the corner head first. Rusev hits the turnbuckle, goes backwards, sets up Drew for a huge claymore, knocks Rusev out. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre is moving on to face Bronson Reed of the Vision in the SummerSlam Series tournament final at SummerSlam. So,
What if Bronson Reed wins? Then he's got to face Seth.
So I think Seth would like that better than Brock. So then we got our main event segment of the night. And it is the return of one of the most highly decorated segments in the history of Raw and the WWE.
Okay.
It's the highlight reel.
Ah.
And Jericho's out there, and he starts talking about how he's missed the fans. He's missed WWE. He's missed everything that has to do with the WWE, and he's glad that he's back. And the fans are booing him. And he said he understands that they're booing him because he has to do the necessary thing and cut out the disease that is John Cena. And speaking of John Cena, he is the highlight reel guest tonight.
Oh.
So Cena makes his way out to the ring. He's in the ring with Jericho. Jericho's got security out there, separating the two of them.
Bunch of NXT guys.
Oh, yeah. And Cena takes the mic and says, "Don't worry, Chris. I'm going to take you out at SummerSlam. I don't need to do that tonight." He said, one thing I've been wondering about this whole time is just why did you align yourself with that scum, Eric Bischoff? And Jericho goes, "You know what, Cena? The reason I aligned with Eric Bischoff is because he's a necessary evil. I aligned with Bischoff because he gave me the pathway to take you out. And that's what I want. I want you gone. Every time I turn around in my career, you are costing me and you are just taking away my main event spot. And I'm sick and tired of you taking everybody else's main event spots away. You're doing this glory run of your retirement tour, and it's embarrassing, and I want to throw up. He says that he's done with John Cena being the man around here. Jericho should be the man. Jericho should be the champion. And Jericho should be the one that's on the face of every billboard everywhere the WWE is. And Cena says, I'm hearing a lot of me crap. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the fans. And at SummerSlam, I'm going to show these fans what happens when you disrespect what they're here to do. I'm going to take you out at SummerSlam, Jericho, and I'm going to make sure that this little run you got only lasts for 4 weeks. And Jericho says, I'd love to see you try, John. I'd love to see you try. And John goes, well, get rid of the security guards, and let's do it right now then.
Ooh.
And so he takes the shirt off, he throws the mic, he gets down, that's, his little, stance where he's, waving him to come at him.
His fighter stance.
And, yeah, and Jericho stands there and said, oh, these guys? Oh, yeah, they're not security. They're my bodyguards. Get them. And they jump Cena.
No.
All 4 of them. Just start jumping Cena, beating Cena down, taking him out. Cena's trying to fight back. There's too many of them. He knocks one, clotheslines one. They're still overpowering him. He finally gets rid of all 4 of them, turns around, code breaker, knocks Cena down. Cena's trying to get back up, turns around, Judas effect elbow, straight to the face. Knocks out Cena. Jericho gets down on one knee, points at Cena, says, your time is up. My time is now.
Wow.
And gets out of the ring. And Cena's laid out. So as that's happening, we go to the back, and we see a camera focused in on Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. And Seth's yelling at Paul, and he's asking him, and the camera catches up to him. We finally hear what he's talking about. He says, Paul, what's going to happen? What are we going to do about Brock? And Paul goes, I don't know. We got to figure something out. And we'll have a plan for SummerSlam, don't worry. And Seth goes, I don't know what to do. He's taking out Bronson. He's taking out Logan. What are we going to do to take him out? And Paul's like, yeah. And Seth goes, Paul, do you think I can beat him? And Paul just goes, I don't know. I don't know. And Seth starts freaking out. He's like, what am I going to do? Just then, they get a couple refs are running past this scene. And so the camera goes, what's going on? So he follows that. And all of a sudden, it's Orton in street clothes walking out to his car, and AJ Styles is beating the crap out of him.
He's there.
And he's beating down Orton. He smashes his head up against the car. He throws him into the car door. He's beating down on Orton. Orton's trying to fight back, but AJ's beating him down. He throws him into another car, throws him on top of the hood. He gets up on top of the hood with Orton. He goes for a Styles clash, but Orton slithers his way out, gets away from AJ, runs away, gets in his car, starts driving off. AJ tries to run after him, but it's too late. And that's how the camera ends with looking at AJ's face as Orton drives off. As we end the go-home show, Raw 32 for SummerSlam.
Wow. I think there's only one thing that Seth can do. He's got to shoot Brock.
He's gonna have to do something.
It's the only way.
It's not looking pretty. So
Yeah, Buried Alive's crazy.
Buried Alive. It's back, baby.
All right. Now it's time for SmackDown Week 32. It's time for answers. Tommaso Ciampa exits a car in the parking lot, and he begins to make his way. Yeah. He begins to make his way into the arena. The crowd are erupting in boos the moment they see him. Jackie Redmond catches up to him and tries to ask why he turned on Johnny again. And Ciampa stops, looks at Jackie, and continues walking. The camera follows him all the way through the backstage area, through Gorilla, and out to the ring. No music playing. The only noise is the thousands of angry fans booing Ciampa as he walks to the ring.
Full Blackheart.
Oh, yeah. He gets in the ring, he grabs the mic, and he thinks about talking, all while the fans continue to boo. He looks at the crowd, and he just drops the mic, and he starts to leave. And all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, Johnny Gargano arrives, and he starts assaulting Ciampa. And they brawl around the ringside area. Security finally arrives to try to stop him, but they fight, and they continue to fight all the way through. Eventually, they fight up the ramp and into the backstage area. Security's trying to get through them. They finally separate them as Regal's screaming at both of them to stop it. But they just continue to fight, and security's trying to pull them apart. But then we go to another side of the backstage area where Dragon Lee and Rey Fenix are talking again.
Okay.
And they're talking Spanish stuff, whatever, Latino stuff, luchador stuff. And
Spanish stuff. Nice. They're talking Spanish
They're talking Mexican things.
Okay.
As El Grande
We're gonna
Americano.
get a reputation on this show that we just hate Latinos in general.
We don't.
You're not doing us any favors.
El Grande Americano walks past again. And Dragon Lee sees him.
Too.
He can speak Spanish. He can speak it. And Dragon Lee goes after him again, continuing to yell at him, and El Grande continues to ignore him until Dragon Lee gets in his face. And he says, "If you won't listen to my words, maybe you'll listen to my fists." And El Grande says, "Anytime." And Dragon Lee says, "Right now." So we go to the match, El Grande Americano versus Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee immediately goes on the attack, laying in big, explosive shots into El Grande. It looks for a bit like Dragon Lee is going to be too much for El Grande. But that all changes when El Grande Americano reverses a move from Dragon Lee, and now he's in control. And he continues to punish Dragon until he finally is ready to go put him away. So he moves out of sight from the referee, and he loads his mask with that piece of metal. And when Dragon Lee gets to his feet, he meets him with a vicious headbutt. 1, 2, 3. El Grande Americano wins. Backstage, we've got Asuka, Kairi, Julia, and Io all backstage talking. And Asuka's speaking to them in Japanese, and she's really like hyped up and like projecting her voice and yelling, basically.
I didn't know we needed a translator to watch SmackDown.
Spanish and Japanese, yeah. And we don't know
any English on this show yet.
We don't know what's being said by Asuka, but we can see Io's face and the look on it, and it's not a good look. Suddenly, in the background, we see Ciampa and Gargano fighting again. So the camera runs to catch up with them, and Ciampa throws Gargano into the concrete wall, and Gargano throws Ciampa through the door of the locker room. Security finally is able to catch up with them again, and they're breaking it up, and they're trying to separate them, but they just won't stop fighting. We go back to the ring after all that chaos, where Blake Monroe is taking on Nikki Bella. And Blake wants to dominate Nikki to impress Tiffany. So she goes out fast against Nikki early on. Blake is able to control the majority of the match, demanding that Nikki just stay down, and she's dominating her. And she's just taking her to control to her the whole match, as the camera throughout the entire match keeps panning to Tiffany backstage watching the match on a monitor. Okay. And Blake is able to eventually hit her glamorous DDT for the 3 count, and she beats Nikki Bella. And Blake gets her arm raised, and she's smiling, and she's hoping that Tiffany's impressed by the performance. So now backstage we've got Rhea, Ray, and Dom, and they're all talking, and the Street Profits walk up to them. And they tell Ray and Dom that they're very excited to face them. They respect Ray and Dom, but even though they do respect them, they're not going to take it easy on them. And the Profits say that they know that they want the smoke, but they don't know if the Mysterios do. Ooh. So in the background, we see Ciampa and Gargano fighting again. They're somehow doing it again. They fight through catering, even having Gargano throw a plate of nachos at Ciampa.
Yes.
They keep fighting, and they eventually reach the parking lot. When finally security catches up to him and breaks him up again. Somebody's got to get a hold of these two.
Your SmackDown is just a Wild West. You know that.
Next, we've got Austin Theory versus a surprise opponent. So Theory's in the ring. He's waiting.
Poor Austin.
He's waiting for his opponent. And who is it? None other than Sami Zayn. His
Hey,
music
Sami.
plays, and the crowd loses their minds, and commentary says, "We haven't seen Sami since he was abducted by the House of Black months ago on Raw."
That's true.
And Theory's taken aback at first. He wasn't expecting Sami to be there. And then he's able to regain his composure, and he's ready to go. He does his best to take down Sami, but Sami's fueled by the rabid crowd the whole match, just cheering him on. And Theory, he goes into the corner. Sami charges after him with a haluva kick, and it's a devastating shot. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn wins.
Nice.
Next, we have Cody and the club in their own locker room, and Cody is talking to him about how everything is falling into place. And at SummerSlam, he's finally going to sit on the throne. Just then, we see Gargano and Ciampa barge through the door, and they're still fighting. They fight right past the club. It's kind of like a Looney Tunes shot where the club's just standing there, and Gargano and Ciampa just fight past the camera, and then the club's just still standing there, just watching. Didn't even know what happened. And so Gargano and Ciampa, they continue to fight through the other side of the door, and they go out. And security's trying to peel them apart. They just can't do it. And finally, eventually, they're able just to barely separate them for the final time as William Regal gets in there. He says, "Enough! Enough of this! If you two want to beat each other's brains in, then you can at SummerSlam.
No.
But WWE is not taking responsibility. So it will be an unsanctioned match."
Oh, unsanctioned.
So after all that chaos, that fighting throughout the night of Johnny and Ciampa, we've got our main event. The #1 contenders match for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley, fully healthy, taking on Stephanie Vaquer. And these two women come out and they have an absolute banger.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea proves that her arm is 100%, but she's gonna be not gonna be beaten easily. So she goes and she hits some big strikes, and she hits a devil's kiss. But that doesn't put Rhea down. Rhea goes for the riptide, and she connects with it. And as she's going for the cover, she's gonna cover Stephanie. A hooded figure comes in.
Oh, not again! My God, you make fun of my lights going out. You've got hooded figures coming out here left and right.
And the hooded figure distracts Rhea, allowing for Stephanie to capitalize and get Rhea into a package pile driver. 1, 2, 3. Stephanie is the new women's world champion, #1 contender. And so after the match, the hooded figure rises into the ring and reveals herself to be Liv Morgan. And she starts beating down Rhea. She's just throwing hammer shots on Rhea. And then she stands up and she smiles at the camera with her crazy smile that she has.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how we head to SummerSlam.
Goodness gracious.
I couldn't believe Ciampa and Gargano just kept fighting the whole show.
You couldn't believe it, could you? Shocked you.
You couldn't pull them apart.
Okay. So, with SummerSlam on the horizon, that'll be our next episode. Let's do a quick rundown of the SummerSlam card. Do you want to go first with your card?
Okay.
Your
So
matches?
my card, I don't have my matches with me, but I can piece them together, I guess. My matches are the World Heavyweight Championship, Carmelo Hayes defending against Cody Rhodes.
Yep, of the club.
We've got Roman versus Braun Breaker.
Yep.
We've got Rhea, who's the world champion? Becky, sorry. Becky Lynch versus Stephanie Vaquer.
Yep.
We've got Ray and Dom versus the Street Profits.
Yep.
And then there is another match. Oh, EO versus uh, Roxanne for the Intercontinental Championship, the Women's Intercontinental
Yeah.
Championship. And then did I have another match? I might have had one more. Oh yes, Cobb versus Gunther for the U.S. title.
Well, okay.
I think that's everything.
That's
Is that
pretty
seven?
good.
I had seven.
I should have been counting. I wasn't. I like it.
I'm pretty sure
Did you
that's all of them.
say? Did you say? Uh, you said Roman and Braun.
Yep.
Liv and Rhea aren't fighting.
No, not at SummerSlam. No,
Okay. Okay. I'll just check. Okay, I think that's seven.
I think that's seven.
Okay. And on the Raw side, we've got the WWE Championship match. Seth Rollins defending against Brock Lesnar. We've got John Cena taking on Chris Jericho. We've got a Buried Alive match. Aleister Black taking on the Demon Finn Balor. We've got Randy Orton taking on AJ Styles. We've got the WWE number one contender tournament final of the SummerSlam series, which is Divisions Bronson Reed versus Drew McIntyre. We have the WWE Women's Championship with special referee Charlotte Flair, Naomi of Culture Shock defending against Jade Cargill. And we've got the WWE Intercontinental Championship on the line, Divisions Logan Paul taking on LA Knight. Yeah.
That's a pretty loaded card.
We also have two pre-show matches on the card. We have Culture Shock, the team of Lash Legends, the U.S. champ, and Trick Williams
Mm,
taking on Alpha Academy's Chad Gable and Maxine Dupree.
that's cool. Okay.
And then we have what Bischoff decided at the end of Raw, that was kind of off air, is that after what has been going on with Shinsuke and Pentagon Jr., we are going to have a best of five series. And match one will be on the pre-show of SummerSlam. Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Pentagon Jr.
That's pretty
That
cool.
is our SummerSlam card.
All right. That will be in the next episode where we see what the fallout is from all these weeks of television, see what how SummerSlam pans out. But we hope you enjoyed this episode of Just Book It, the August weeks of television. If you did, make sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and leave a comment here on Spotify if you had any thoughts about the 4 weeks of television. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we will see you in the next Just Book It.
Peace.